Hello and welcome to Euroman Movie Report. This week, Rihanna getting slapped around by an alien. Aliens attacking Earth. Battleship, the board game. Can all this really be turned into a 2-hour Peter Berg action film? Yes, it can. Battleship is a new action sci-fi film by director Peter Berg, who gave us Hancock and The Kingdom a couple of years ago, and he has been tasked by Hasbro, along with the writers of this film, to create a movie around the plot in the 1960s board game Battleship. And when I was a kid, I played Battleship for a couple of years, and I never would have imagined that you could turn this into a 2-hour action flick. But the folks have turned Battleship into a movie, and basically the movie centers around Taylor Kirch, who we saw in John Carter a couple of months ago, and in a shorter role, Alexander Skarsgaard playing his brother. And of course, a central part of this film is a chicken burrito, and I'll come back to that later. Taylor Kirch plays this screw-up who farts around on Hawaii, doing nothing, living on his brother's couch, and his brother, of course, played by Alexander Skarsgaard. And one day, while they are in a bar, Taylor Kirch, he spots this hot-ass female who he falls in love with, and then he goes to talk to her, and it turns out that she wants this chicken burrito. And then, being the dumbass that he is, Taylor Kirch's character, he runs down to the local 7-Eleven type of store, and then he breaks in, and with the police on his tail, he gives this young lady this chicken burrito, and then he gets tasered. And then, of course, Alexander Skarsgård, he says to his brother, "You need to man up, and you are going to join the Navy with me." And then he joins the Navy. And then the scene shifts, and when to a couple of years, or was it months later, and then he's in the Navy, and he's again, like he was in the outside world, a bit of a reckless dumbass, and he gets into fights all the time, and then he gets told that when he's going to participate in some sort of naval exercises called RIMPAC, where we have all these sailors from around the Pacific participating in a naval exercise with the United States Navy under the leadership of Admiral Liam Nesson. And then something strange, of course, happens, and meanwhile, the NASA is sending this signal out to a planet somewhere in outer space, and this gets a response by some nasty aliens with organic goatees, and they crash land into the sea, and then of course sci-fi ensues with battles, and then of course there's some elements which I'm not gonna reveal here, but they have, I can tell you, if you have ever played Battleship, they have implemented the idea of Battleship in a very original way in the film. So, but yeah, and then of course there's the soundtrack, AC/DC. There's a scene in the film where they have to get this old battleship, the Missouri, to sail again, and to the sound of AC/DC, it's thunder. Then they get this old battleship up and running, and out to battle these aliens, and that's awesome in my opinion. Generally, the choice of AC/DC's music in this film is great. And of course, you can easily see that it is produced by some of the same people who made Transformers, but in many ways, Battleship is way better than Transformers because, let's face it, Michael Bay, he isn't a very good he isn't a very good director or director to be taken seriously. Peter Berg is much better, in my opinion. But generally, as I said, Battleship, it isn't a film which you can take you can bring your intellectual girlfriend to and sit around in a cafe later and talk about it while drinking green tea. No, it's an action-packed sci-fi movie for men and boys alike. So a great film, okay acting. Taylor Kirch, he's a bit better here than he was in John Carter, and Liam Nesson. He always delivers a very good authority in his roles, and even though we don't only see him in around 20 minutes of the film, he's great. And of course, then there's the chicken burrito. It plays its part as well, good as well. And then I don't remember the female love interest. She had a very, very nice ass. So Taylor Kirch, you are a very lucky man to have had her on top of you. So the scene in you guys of course remember from the trailer where Taylor Kirch is lying on the beach with the female love interest on top of him, and she's wearing the most sexy shorts I have seen in a film for a while. So she has a great looking body. So if you're not into sci-fi, watch the film because of the scenes with her. And of course, there's a second scene on Hawaii where she wears even skimpier shorts, so that's great. And then of course there's Rihanna. Rihanna, and here's a spoiler for you. She gets into a fight with an alien, and like her fight with Chris Brown, she gets slapped here as well. So I guess Rihanna, isn't very lucky when getting into fights with males, in my opinion. So, but her acting, yeah, her acting, I was expecting mediocre performance, but she did a good job. So I think I would like to see Rihanna in another sci-fi film or action flick, because she did an okay job in my opinion. So generally, and of course there's Alexander Skarsgaard. He is also in a very short portion of the film, but he delivers an okay role as well. And the rest of the cast in the minor roles, they deliver an okay performance as well, in my opinion. So if I'm gonna rate this film, I would say 4 out of 5 Coca-Cola bottles, because the effects, the music, the cinematography, and the location, and of course the female love interest's ass. That's 4 Coca-Cola bottles from me. So that's it, Euroman of Euroman's Movie Report signing off. And don't forget, if you like what you have seen, you can subscribe to my videos, and I'll be back later this week with another movie review. And then see you in the next video.